Hello, I'm Lisa Marie Siren, and I'm an Indigenous Scientia Fellow here at UNSW, and I'd like to welcome Anilola Ryan from the La Perouse Aboriginal Land Council to do the welcome.
Oh, good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here today to welcome you all to the ASDA Conference 2020. I'm a Dharawal elder from the La Perouse Aboriginal Community of Botany Bay, and I belong to Dharawal Bidjigal people. I'd like to acknowledge the Bidjigal and Gadigal clans, who are the traditional custodians of the land we meet today. Our welcome to country is our modern interpretation of seeking and receiving permission to visit areas beyond our traditional lands. It is a tradition that we use to recognise our culture and spiritual connection to our country, and to pay our respects to elders past, present and future, and beyond our traditional lands. Aboriginal people care for the lands in a sustainable way and the waters throughout our country to provide themselves with food and water for survival, and give us a close connection to our country and our environment. This area that we are on today, the Kensington Randwick area, is significant to our people because there were, in the development of the new part of the hospital, they found fish oils that were, through modern technology, they were found to be some 65,000 years old. So we are a culture that is a very old culture, and our people have been here for many, many years. And things like the fish oils on stones and things, they prove that of our existence many years ago. So on behalf of the La Perouse Local Aboriginal Land Council, my ancestors, my people, I welcome you all here and hope that you have an enjoyable day. Thank you very much.
I grew up in quite an isolated place, and I just never understood what it was that brought people together.
ADSA gathering for me is about ceremony, so that's honouring knowledge transfer, celebration, raising the collective spirit, collaboration, finding ways of working together.
I am really interested in how theatre allows us to make contact, make new friends, connect with others, as I believe this is so important, and now more than ever.
I was very interested in the concept of choreography as an art of assembling, and the important role of collectivity and shared knowledges, which includes embodied genealogies and intimate connections that are largely held in the body.
When we were planning the ADSA conference, we talked about the interactions that happen when people meet at a conference. And I was interested in the forms of those interactions and how they can change.
I hope that when we gather together for this ADSA conference, that one aspect we will be exploring is roaring change. I feel that we're in a period where, like never before in my lifetime, we're having to respond to multiple forms of change on a daily level and with very little time for reflection. This is a time for reflecting on the lack of time to reflect.
Performance making is partly about hosting a gathering or hosting an event. It's a care that you have for the people that you are asking to spend their time with you and with each other.
In theatre, are able to take the circumstances in which we are gathering as part of the material that we are working with. And so that for me, that's what acts of gathering connotes, is that we are intentional and creative about the circumstances by which we appear, by which we appear together.
I have adjusted to dancing in small places, in which the quality of detail and static pathways informs the movement, producing a
I think that acts of gathering for me means coming together across distance and bringing your difference with you. It means that we're attending to the how of how we come together. That's what we signal by calling it an act of gathering.
Oh, well, I'm just really looking forward to well, for one thing, just thinking about how a conference operates online, how we gather up in these days. It's so different. And I'm having to turn inside out my thoughts about what I was going to present, am going to present, plan to present.
And how to do that on an en masse way. You know, it's a lot of people that we're connecting into this conference, and how to be full in the room with all these different people that we have.
And one of the things I have missed the most, I think, is listening together, and the listening that happens in a big audience, and even all their irritating noises, so their snorts and their sighs and their grunts and their giggles. And that is one of the things I've missed the most, is the kind of the contagion of laughter in a room. And I think it's one of the
Hello everyone, I'm Jonathan Bollen, and it's my pleasure to introduce our head of school, Professor Michael Balfour, theatre scholar, to open the conference.
Thanks, Jonathan, and a really warm welcome to you wherever you are, whether you're on a phone somewhere, when you're on a laptop in your spare bedroom, whether you're in a cafe trying to find the Wi-Fi somewhere. Welcome to ADSA 2020, and I'm really excited as the head of school at UNSW to be welcoming you to the next 3 days. Acts of Gathering, Future Performances and Roaring Change is a pretty prescient title. And when you look through the provocation of the theme in the conference, there are really interesting things that when you reread it kind of stand out. And it's really been fantastic to see the papers and the presentations echoing and reflecting some of the themes that were kind of sent out to you as provocations. But these two paragraphs really stood out to me as ones which, particularly for today, on the 2nd of December, are kind of really prescient for us all today, gathered from wherever we are. The two paragraphs that really stood out was, what do we leave behind from this year? What do we hold on to, and what do we play forward? And later on, recollections and projections, lapses of attention, multiple distractions. We've had a few of those this year. Missteps, misfires, misdirections, spaces of transformation, like sitting in these boxes here, communities of decision, decolonizing the future, hope in the dark. I warmly welcome you to 3 days of hope in the dark. We hope these days nourish you. We hope that these acts of gathering are spaces for thought and for listening. We wish that these days give you enough strength to hold on just a little bit longer, and maybe even to dare to hope again. We value and welcome everyone here in this Zoomland extravaganza, a feast of ideas, criticality, acts of gathering, and I hope acts of kindness. Thank you. Jonathan.
Thanks for that welcome, Michael, and thanks for joining us, everyone, and thanks for coming with us on this journey. I'd like to thank Auntie Lola and Lisa Marie and Michael, and also Glenn McGilvray and the ADSA committee and my colleagues in the School of Arts and Media in Theatre and Performance Studies for swinging behind when we had a look at all the abstracts that came in, all the presentations and the proposals. We knew that this conference had to go ahead in whatever way we could make it happen. So we're really looking forward to this. I have a few housekeeping points just to check through, and then we'll get underway with our first plenary at 1100 hours Sydney time. First thing, the passcode to access sessions has been sent by email. If you don't have the passcode, register at actsofgathering.org. Second point, Zoom. We're using Zoom video conferencing for the parallel sessions, and to access the parallel sessions, you need to be on Zoom 5.3 or later. So update your Zoom, just check what you're on so that you can access the self-select breakout rooms when you log into the parallel sessions. There'll be a main room that's the lobby, and then there'll be the breakout rooms, one for each session, A, B, C, D, E, F. 3 more points. Help each other over the next 3 days. Be patient and be kind to each other. We're going to wait if you're not ready to present, and we've asked the chairs to wait until you're ready to present. And we won't start the next presenter until it's their time to present. Yeah? So everybody has the 30 minutes from the start of the hour to the end of that time for them to present, and then we'll start the next presenter when it's their turn in the order in which they're on the schedule. That way we can allow for hiccups as people join and wrangle any tech issues on the way in. And if you run out of time, so if you arrive late to your session, you don't have as much time as you thought to present, we will move on to the next speaker when it's their turn. But if you run out of time, you can share the rest of your presentation on the conference website. And to do that, email to me, j.bollen@unsw.edu.au. My email is also on the contact page on the website, and we'll put your presentation online. Last point, find ways to connect with each other. Be bold, say hello, stick around for a chat after sessions. Our rooms will stay open for 20 minutes after each session for informal contact, chat, networking, and so on. That's it from me today, and we'll be starting the first plenary in, according to my clock, 12 minutes time. Look forward to seeing you then.